Hi guys, I'm Chris. Welcome to this week's tutorial. Let's draw together.
So today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be demoing this new body brush box that I am creating for you guys. They're backwards girls and they have all the clothes included. So I know you guys wanted to learn how to draw clothes, and I know you wanted this sort of backwards look so that it's really easy to make them look like your friends and family without having facial features and stuff like that. So all this best friend kind of deal that I know a lot of you have been asking for. So hopefully this is enjoyable to you. I'm going to be showing you how I built this girl using these stamp brushes and then how you go about illustrating her. So it's not going to be a draw from scratch like usual. Going to be a little bit different. Hopefully that's okay. They will be ready a week from now, so there will be a link in the description below where you can find these. At the moment I still don't have a name, so I need you guys to help me out. I don't know, should I do backwards body brushes or I'm not sure. I don't know if that's right. But let me know in the comments below what you would search for to find stuff like this. I don't know, it's fashion girls, they're backwards, they're from, I don't know exactly how to describe it. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'd really appreciate it. But hopefully in a week's time we will have a name, and it will be in the description below where you can find this newly named brush box. So with that said, let's get to it. I'm really excited to show you guys how these work. So your canvas is going to be 4000 by 4000 pixels, 300 dpi and sRGB as per usual. So let's dive in and I'll show you how these brushes work. Once you've downloaded and installed the brushes into Procreate, you'll go and find them. And today we're going to go into, I just have backwards slim lady right now. So they come in two different sizes, curvy and slim. And so you can pick which one you want, and we go in and start by figuring out what body position we'd like her to be in. So today I'm just going to have the arms in. I have a few varieties here. So I'm going to grab that brush. I'm going to have it at 90%. I'm going to make sure all my brushes are on the same size so they kind of match up. And I'm just going to tap, and there she is. And now the key is with this is to put the next brush on another layer so we can move them around. So then I'm going to go back in and grab, I'm going to have her wearing a dress today. Actually, while we're here, why don't we give her some legs? That'd probably be nice. We have arms and legs separate, or you can have the bodies together so you can kind of mix and match what positions you'd like her to be in. I'm just going to do the straight legs today. And oops, I'll make sure she's at 90% again. Okay, and then there we go. So again, you can see how it kind of is important to be able to move that around a little bit. Okay, I'm going to select both layers and just move her up just a touch. Great. Okay, so then I'm going to add a new layer, and then actually while we're here, why don't we just go and grab some feet. So I'm going to give her some high heels because I'm going to put a dress on her today. So I'm going to just zoom in and make sure it's at 90% or whatever you want to work with it. Just I know with this canvas I needed it to be a little bit smaller, and just tap here, and then we can just line those up so you can see how you can make her a little bit shorter or taller here. And there we go. Okay, so let's go and get some clothes, and there's a bunch of clothes to pick from. So today I'm gonna just grab this cute little dress and 90%, great. And then I wanna make sure I have a new layer, I haven't done that yet, and tap. And there we go, and we'll move it around. Okay, so this one lines up. Of course, you can move it depending on how you have your body. Each of them, you can just kind of move it and form it to it and resize and reshape just to get that perfect fit for yourself. But again, this is just a template, so we're going to be drawing over it and we can make all that perfect later. Okay, so then we can go and get a hairstyle. So the heads are in a separate folder. So we have a bunch of them here, some short do's, mid do's, braids, updos, buns, curly, straight, wavy, all the rest of it, and a couple of hats here too. So today I'm going to use this head long one, and again 90%, and I'm going to put this on a separate layer, tap, and there we go. Just kind of see where you'd want her to be. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so she is ready to go. I can actually go to her leg layer and just use my eraser and just erase her backside here, so that makes a little bit more sense if that helps just visually. And there we go. So we have our template. So once you've finished your template, you can go ahead and just merge all these layers together. So it's just on one, and then you just take the opacity and bump it back so that we can trace over. Because you are welcome to create whatever you want with these guides. You just can't include the guides in your final product. So this is just meant to be literally drawn over top of. So add a new layer. I'm gonna go into my favorite brush. Literally I have it in a faves folder, but I'll show you where it is. It's in inking, and it is the dry ink. And I have it at 4%. And make sure we're on a new layer. And come in and do some line work, and this is where you add your personality and your actual techniques and stuff. Know where to put things and just practice, and yeah, just speed up your workflow here. So this is where you just add your own stuff. I'm just kind of using it nice and scratchy right now. I just love this pen. It really just has such a nice flow to it. So you don't have to obviously follow all the lines exactly. It's just meant to get you just sort of in the right place and get that feeling going. Again. So I have given you two options of flat feet and heels, because I know how weird that can be, especially from drawing from the back. It's kind of a strange thing. You don't often have a lot of reference for that. So hopefully this helps you out. It certainly has helped me out. I had my husband take pictures of my feet from behind so I could figure out how to do this. So hopefully that helps you out. So this just allows you to make your own shoes, design whatever styles you want. You just want to give a little depth, maybe a little thing, and then here you come in and maybe give the sole like that. I guess it depends on the shoe. Or maybe this would be, she's wearing little slip-ons or something. I don't think I'll give her an ankle strap. Okay, so basically that is our outline. So you can turn off the guide behind so you can see. And that's how simple it is. So it's really easy just to get just that basic shape, and then you can go and make it your own. So this is really great for beginners, and also for if you're just intermediate and working your way towards learning, or again, just want to do something really quick and get to it. So let's just go and just keep going with our lines and make some more just definition here. Oops. I actually forgot to do her heels here. You'll kind of want these to show. There. That's probably better. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's color it in. So I'm going to go on the layer below, and I'm going to go grab my studio pen, and then I'm just going to use skin color, and I'm just going to create a palette for myself here. And let's just go and color in just the skin areas. Okay, and then I'm going to create a new layer, and we're going to do her dress. So I'm going to just, let's see, what am I doing? I'm going to pick, let's see, why don't we make her pink? Such an original idea, I know. Let's see, that's probably good. Okay, we'll start with pink. Oh, you guys are gonna get so sick of me in my pink. Actually, I'm just gonna fill this all in. I'll put the hair over top. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and let's just make sure we got our straps here. Okay, let's do another layer. I'm just gonna make this a darker pink, kind of a dusty color. Maybe we'll just do her shoes. Maybe she's a bridesmaid. That would make sense. Let's see, I've missed a line here, so I'm just gonna go and fix that, grab my dry ink back to my line layer, and just seems to have disappeared. There we go. Okay, and what else shall we do? Why don't we do her, well, let's finish her shoes, I suppose, while we're here. I'm just gonna go in a layer below, select that, and go back to my skin layer and just make that a little bit more browny gray. Actually, I'll put that pink there. Okay. Okay, and I'll go another layer above, and we'll just fill in her hair. And I don't know, we'll start with a light blonde. I usually start with blonde, and then I find it easier to adjust darker after. I don't know, it's just the way I work. All right, so there we have our block colors in. Just thinking maybe we should add some flowers. Maybe she's holding something, so some nice flowers. Maybe we should do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create a new layer on top. Just grab my black again and my dry ink and go in and just draw some flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers, but erase this a little bit here. Oop. Look at that. Have that like it's all packaged up. All right, well, you get the idea. So you can add your little bits and pieces to it to make it your own, of course. So why don't we just go and quickly color that in, just some blocking. I'm just gonna create a new layer below and grab a green. Let's say maybe there. Okay, and I'm gonna use my studio pen. Grab another color. Start with this pink and make it a little bit more bold, a little bit more that color. And I guess we should probably color in this part too. I'm just gonna grab the skin color, make it a little bit more orangey. I don't know, let's see what that color's like. Yeah, just fill this in. Okay, and then I'm just gonna move that layer below my line layer and below my skin layer all the way to the bottom. Okay, great. Okay, I think you can get the idea of just adding some other extra stuff to it. And then I'm just gonna go in and shade by using clipping masks. So I'm gonna grab that skin layer and just add a new layer on top, add a clipping mask, grab my skin layer, or skin color rather, and do an L shape down and to the right to create my shadow color. I'm going to grab my paintbrush or painting and go into painting and grab that gouache. And I'm gonna have it at about 10%. And just start going in. There's going to be a shadow under the skirt. And I'm going to have my shadows on the right. You can see that. And that hair will cast a bit of a shadow. I'm going to bring my brush down to about 4 just to kind of get in here a little bit. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to go to my skirt and my dress layer and add another layer on top. Click on it, hit clipping mask. I'm going to grab that. Actually, I'll just grab the shoe color. That will work nicely. We're still on gouache. And go to brush size 10% again. And just start adding, just bring down the lines like that to create that, the folds in the way the ruffles kind of go, or the folds go in the dress. Then you can bring it down to maybe 3% and just go and make these a little bit smaller just up top here. Give a little bit more definition just in the corners. Kind of like that. Oops. And I'm going to just have some more shadows here too. Sort of where the hair is. Okay. And then while we're here, let's do the shoes. So tap on that shoe layer, clipping mask, do an L again, so down and to the right. That's just how I always get my shadow colors. Just give a little something on there. And do the same to the brown part of the shoe. So click on that. Clipping mask, and I think that was our color, down into the right, that L, just some shadows here. Good stuff. Okay. Actually, while we have this color, why don't we do this, the wrapping for the flowers. I'm gonna click on that layer, add a clipping mask, maybe bring my brush up to about 6. Just give it a little definition in there, a little depth. Perfect. Okay, and then we'll do her hair, clipping mask, and I'm gonna just go on select, so just hitting that, get my little picker, pick that color. So that's the blonde, down and to the right. And I'm still at, let's say, 6% here. That's fine. Let's just kind of get in some of these shadows. You sort of start building that out. And then bring it down to 2 for smaller details here. Just depends how detailed you want to go. I'm just going to make this a little bit more simplistic today. You can go quite detailed, of course, with all your highlights. It just depends on what style you want to draw in. This is just going to be a little bit more on the graphic side today, or illustrative side, or whatever you want to call it. And maybe you want to just get some highlights in there. This is just white. All right. And you can do the same too if you wanted to really add some other kind of touches. You can go to the dress shadow layer, you can pick the dress color, make it a little lighter, just move it across towards the white, and maybe we'll just make this a little bit bigger at about 5%. Maybe it has a little bit of a sheen to it, this fabric. And maybe the shoes do too. Grab that pink, that lighter pink, maybe be on the right layer. Maybe they would just have like a little, bring this the gouache back to about 2%. Maybe you have a little highlight there. Yeah, just adds a little bit of something. And of course we can go and make these flowers a little bit more interesting too. Just giving them more depth. So again, with their colors down and to the right, an L shape to create those shadows. And we can just give them a little bit more color here. Okay, so that's a way to make a really quick fashion backwards girl drawing. We will get that name. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's a little bit different. It's not just drawing from scratch, but I just wanted to show you these things that I'm working on. Just a quick way to draw these fashionista girls when you're, especially while you're learning. So hopefully that was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. And if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one, or of course ones that we draw straight from scratch. I do make one every week. So I hope to see you guys back here. Love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.